Okay guys, so we have already studied a little bit about angles, right, of addition. You can do addition cosine, addition sine, and addition tangent. Now we're going to talk about double angles and half angles. Okay, so title our notes are double and half angles. All right. Now then, the directions to your first problem actually say simplify to a trig of a single angle. So we're going to simplify to a single angle. And the formula sheet that you have, all right, this is the old stuff that we've done before where you've seen. And at the bottom is the new things. So for example, if I want sine of twice an angle, I can do 2 times sine of the angle times cosine of that angle. Or there's 3 ways to come up with 2 times cosine of an angle. I can do cosine squared minus sine squared. I can do 1 minus 2 sine squared, or 2 cosine squared minus 1. Okay, any of these 3 will give you the same answer. You can also do tangent of an angle. Okay, there's only one formula for that. Now those formulas at the top are the double angle of formula. But you can also take half an angle of a formula. And to take half the angle of the formula, that's the bottom. Okay, those weird with the radicals. Okay, so for example, if I want sine alpha divided by 2, then I'm going to use this formula here. Okay, if I want cosine half of an angle, I would use this formula. And then there's 2 different ones you can use for tangent. And it doesn't matter which one you use. So let's start off with our first problem, and it says cosine squared 25 minus sine squared 25. So that's your problem. Now if you're looking at your formula sheet, what matches cosine squared of an angle minus sine squared of an angle? Okay, and it's right here. Cosine squared of an angle minus sine squared of an angle is the same thing as cosine 2 alpha. So cosine 2 alpha. Remember, you have to show me one line of work. So you can either write this, or you could write cosine of 2, because in this case alpha is 25. So 2 times 25 equals cosine of 50 degrees. Okay. Is cosine of 50 on our unit circle? Right? No, it's not, correct? So therefore, we can stop right there. If it's on the unit circle now, you have to complete it one step farther, okay? Now on here, you've got cosine of 2 alpha. You can show this line of work or this line of work, but one of the 2 is required. Just the answer is not enough. All right, number 2. Number 2 says 2 cosine squared 35 degrees minus 1. So look on your formulas and see what matches 2 cosine of squared minus 1. Right? And if you'll notice, it's right here. 2 cosine squared of an angle minus 1 is cosine 2 alpha. Okay, so we're going to write cosine 2 alpha. Well, alpha in this case, or your theta, or whatever you want to call your angle, is 35. So cosine of 2 times 35 gives us cosine of 70 degrees. Is cosine of 70 on our unit circle? No, so we'll accept that just as your answer. Okay, number 3. Number 3 has a radical, and it says 1 plus cosine of 50 over 2. 1 plus cosine of 50 over 2. Now guys, the radicals were the ones that are in the bottom, right? The one with the square roots. So if you look at those, 1 plus cosine over 2 is this formula right here, which is cosine alpha divided by 2. So that means I want cosine of whatever alpha is divided by 2. Well, in this case, alpha is 50. So that means I want cosine of 50 divided by 2, so cosine of 25 degrees. And then again, ask yourself if that's on the unit circle, and if not, that's your answer. All right, let's go to number 4. Number 4 says sine of 110 degrees over 1 plus cosine of 110 degrees. All right, find that one on your paper. which formula matches that? Sine over 1 plus cosine. Okay, it's right here. Sine over 1 plus cosine is the same as tangent alpha divided by 2. So then that means I have tangent of alpha divided by 2. In this case, alpha is 110 degrees. So I want tangent of 110 divided by 2. So I want tangent of 55 degrees. 55 degrees is not on our unit circle, so that's why I stopped there. Right, one more like that. We're going to take 2 tangent of pi over 1 minus tangent squared pi. We're going to try to find which formula does this match. It's got tangent in it. It's a fraction. Okay, so if I look at them, I think it's this one right here, right? 2 tangent over 1 minus tangent, which is the same thing as tangent of 2 alpha. Okay, in all the others, alpha has been a degree. But this time, alpha is a radian. But it doesn't mean you work the problem any different. It just means I want tangent of 2 times pi. Well, 2 times pi means 2 pi. So tangent of 2 pi, okay, is 2 pi on our unit circle. If you look at it for a second, here's your unit circle, right? We're at 0, pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, and then all the way back to 2 pi. So 2 pi is on our unit circle, and tangent at 2 pi is 0. So the answer actually is 0. If you put tangent at 2 pi, you lose points. That's not all the way. You didn't go far enough.